The radical Muslim groups are pursuing their goal of creating the first Islamic continent.
Recently, I traveled to the Indian Ocean island of Zanzibar to document how one such group is playing its part to achieve this goal. Its method is to kidnap Christian girls and boys and force them to convert to Islam. Here's the story of one Christian girl's odyssey into the dark world of Islamic kidnappings. Welcome to the island of Zanzibar. Anchored in the Indian Ocean, 50 miles off Africa's east coast, Zanzibar is one of the few places that could truly be called a paradise on earth. But there's more to this tropical island than meets the eye. Zanzibar was once East Africa's main slave trading port. By the mid-1800s, 50,000 slaves were bought and sold each year. The dealers sailed here from across Asia and the Middle East. They returned with their boats filled with men, women, and children. The practice was eventually outlawed. But 2 centuries later, the brutal trade has taken on a new dimension. Young Christian girls are being abducted, forced to convert to Islam, and in some cases, shipped to parts of the Islamic world. Flora Davidson knows how it feels to have a child disappear.
I looked everywhere for her, but I could not find her. Even the police gave up looking for her.
July 2004, Flora's 14-year-old Christian daughter, Joyce, is kidnapped by members of Uamsho, a radical Muslim group on the island.
They said that from today, they're not going back to your home to become a Muslim.
Her kidnapper was Miriam, a 45-year-old Muslim woman seen in the CBN News undercover video. Miriam refused to talk to us on camera, but she insisted that Joyce had voluntarily become a Muslim.
First they told me to change my religion.
Did you want to become a Muslim?
No.
Were you forced?
Yes.
So for 3 days, your mother was looking for you?
Yes. I was wearing some products were wearing the Muslims.
So they wanted to conceal your identity?
Yes. So that my mom could not know me.
And for a while it worked, until police and Joyce's mother were tipped off that she had been shipped to the mainland city of Dar es Salaam. Authorities found Joyce there and sent her on a boat back home.
So I went with several police officers to the docks to find her. We waited, but there was no sign of Joyce. Almost everyone was off the boat. The police even got tired of looking and left. But then suddenly, I saw this small girl.
A small girl who was completely veiled that even her mother, at first glance, did not even recognize her own daughter. But then, a clue.
I noticed her legs and the way she walked, and immediately I knew that this was my daughter under that veil. I walked up to her and lifted her veil, and there she was, my daughter. I had found her.
Yet it was only the beginning of her nightmare.
Since him there, Muhammad, he told me that wherever I will go, I will stay, and then I will be back on their side. I will remember him forever. He will done to me.
Did they say that they would track you down anywhere, anytime?
Yes.
4 days after she was rescued, Joyce was kidnapped again by the same group. This time, she landed in the hands of this man.
We help educate the new converts and give them guidance on how to live as a good Muslim.
Sheikh Hazani Khalid Hamdan is a prominent radical Muslim who runs the group Uamsho. He wants to turn Zanzibar into what Afghanistan used to look like under the Taliban, the kind of island where Sharia law, which includes punishments like amputation, stoning, and beheading, would be the law of the land.
Sharia law is the basis of all law. It allows us to pass judgment based on the Quran against those who don't follow the laws of Allah.
97% of Zanzibar's population practices the Islamic faith. The remaining mix is a combination of Christian and Hindu. Hamdan is not satisfied. He wants everyone on the island to convert to Islam.
We don't kidnap the Christian children and force them to convert to Islam. We only educate them on the ways of Islam once they have converted on their own.
Peter Nisha disagrees. For years, Nisha has tracked the activities of Sheikh Hamdan. Today, he runs a ministry trying to rescue children like Joyce.
The objective is to have as many good Muslims who advocate the Sharia. So in this, they think they are doing sacrifice to God if they could have as many students into their congregation.
Several Christian girls have gone missing in recent years.
Many Christian parents are worried that what happened to Joyce could happen to their children.
After being kidnapped for the second time, Joyce spent the next several weeks in an Islamic school. Day after day, she was forced to memorize the verses of the Quran in Arabic. They even made her change her name. What was your new name?
Sulaiman Muhammad.
It is illegal under Zanzibari law to convert a Christian girl under the age of 18. Flora says the authorities showed complete disregard for this law and even threatened her.
So if I was warned that if I continue looking for my child, they would arrest me. In fact, I met some police officers who were Muslims, and they said to me how happy they were that my daughter had become a Muslim.
In the meantime, Joyce's kidnappers were preparing to smuggle her out of the country.
They got a passport for her and wanted to ship her to Saudi Arabia.
But after Flora hounded the kidnappers for weeks, Joyce was finally released.
My daughter's childhood has been robbed. I cannot take back what has happened to her. I wish I could, but I thank God that I have my daughter back.
So far, no one has been charged with Joyce's kidnapping. Sheikh Hamdan is awaiting trial for his alleged role in a string of bombings against churches on the island.
Yes.
Although Joyce is still on the road to an emotional and psychological recovery, she says she has hope. What makes you so strong?
From Jesus.
What have you learned from this entire experience?
This helps me to be strong and forget the things which happened to me.
Have you forgiven those that did this to you?
Yes. I know that if I could not forgive them, also God would not forgive me. That time was on their side. But if I forgive them, also God will forgive me.
George Thomas, CBN News, reporting from the Indian Ocean island of Zanzibar.